Set? Okay. August 2nd, 2015, a special meeting of Rotterdam Town Board. I'd like to call it to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Lamore?
Here.
Mr. Valano?
Here.
Mr. Calder?
Here.
Mr. Baffardi?
Here.
4
We
present.
have a quorum. I'd like you all to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Jacob Gilmore.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jake. Public comment, privilege of the floor. Madam Clerk, please read the rules of order.
Those members of the public wishing to address the town board will be asked to sign in before the meeting is called to order on the sign-in sheets being provided. Speakers will be called to the podium in the order of their signing in. Persons recognized by the chair to speak during privilege of the floor shall direct his or her comments to the town supervisor as chair of the meeting. Persons granted the privilege of the floor shall first clearly state his or her name and address for the record. Persons so addressing the chair through the use of a prepared written statement shall submit a copy of the same to the town clerk for the purpose of maintaining clear and accurate official minutes of the town board meeting. The purpose of a public hearing and/or privilege of the floor shall be for speakers to express their views, thoughts, and speak freely. Public hearings and privilege of the floor are not meant to commence a dialogue with town board members, as town board will not comment at this time, which is solely for the public to be heard. Each speaker who wishes to address the town board and the public shall have an equal and reasonable opportunity to be heard by the town board and the public. Each speaker will state his or her name and address for the record. Each speaker shall be afforded a maximum of 4 minutes to address the town board in public. Joseph Letts, you can go up to the podium.
So my name is Joseph Lenz, and I'm the business official for Shelmo Central School District, located at 4 Sabre Drive in Schenectady, New York, 12306. I'm appearing to read a written statement prepared on behalf of the school district, as you have in front of you. The school district has engaged in extensive discussions with the town and county regarding the settlement of these proceedings related to Golub Corporation. No one disputes that the proposed settlement may likely result in significant cost savings to each of our taxpayers. This proposal, however, has met a roadblock because the town requested the school district, in addition to paying the school district's proportionate share, also pay a portion of the town of Rotterdam's proportionate share of property tax refunds. As part of the proposal settlement, the Golub Corp has waived most of its rights to tax refunds. Golub Corp requested the refund of $610,000 in tax payments. It is the position of the school district and county that refunds of the property tax payments should be distributed based upon the property tax burden. For these proceedings, the tax burden is approximately 20% town, 20% county, and 60% school district. The town has indicated to the school district that presently it does not have sufficient funds to pay its entire 20% share of refunds, and has asked the school district to pay more than 1/3 of the town's refund in addition to its own. The basis for the request from the town is that the school district has more funds available. The school district opposes this request. Please keep in mind that the school district spans 3 counties and 5 different towns. Under these circumstances, we believe that asking our taxpayers from the entire district to shoulder additional refunds to aid the town of Rotterdam is unfair. It is in the past, when the school district has faced with tax refunds in excess of our means, we did not look to our neighboring municipalities to pay part of our share. The school district used mechanisms in place, such as bonding, to allow us to repay it over time. At a time when the school district has made tough decisions and prudent financial planning to absorb tax refunds, the school district feels it should not be penalized and required to pay the bills of the town as well as our own. We are both public entities. As public entities, we are beholden to our taxpayers to make prudent choices. The county, town, and school district all acknowledge that failure to approve this settlement may result in the municipalities incurring hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional costs. If fiscal constraints prevent the town from paying its proportionate share of refunds this year, there are methods available for the town to approve the settlement and make tax refund payments over the next 5 years. This would lessen the impact of the settlement to this fiscal year and enable the town to plan for its share of refund in future budgets. We call on the town to approve the settlement of this matter and pay its proportionate share of the property tax refunds. Thank you.
That concludes the public comment period of the floor. We'll move on to resolutions. Resolution number 158.15. Will the clerk please read?
Authorize the supervisor of the town of Rotterdam to sign a stipulation and settlement encompassing tax certiorari proceedings, Golub Corporation versus Town of Rotterdam, ETAL, for the years 2012 through 2015 regarding the properties located at 501 DeWaynesburg Road in the Town of Rotterdam.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to discuss something. Most of what was said in this is all about the school district. When we were having our conversations previously, mostly from what I gathered, it was about the fact that the county wanted us and them to pay the same amount, but if you look at the county, we're part of the county. So in other words, they're getting a lot more revenue in than we're getting in because they're a bigger entity. And that's what I thought this was actually all about initially. That's what it was about, them wanting us to pay the same share as them. The school district, they already had their share and they were all set to go. That's what I was under, that's what I believe was discussed initially when we had that discussion. So this, it's like trying to say it's all about Chalmont School District. I don't think that's what it was about, really. But, go ahead, go from there.
Any other discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. I find it appalling, the statement that has come from Chalmont School District. The statement is actually based on absolutely terrible legal advice that they're receiving. The legal advice that they are receiving that has been the roadblock for this particular settlement is not supported by case law nor common custom in this particular area of law. I am not convinced that the school district nor the county of Schenectady fully appreciates the effect that the improper advice that they have received on this case will have on the settlement of future cases. This roadblock could have been resolved by the school district or the county's attorney doing proper research in this particular matter. In any event, it's got to come to an end.
Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Valano, do I have a second?
No second.
Second by Mr. Calder. On the question, clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Lamore?
With great reservation, I will say yes, but I have a very sour taste in my mouth.
Mr. Valano?
I feel terrible about this, but I vote yes.
Mr. Calder?
Yes.
Mr. Bafari?
I actually don't feel terrible about this. I vote yes.
4 yes.
Resolution carries. Move on to committee reports. Anyone have anything under committee reports? Anyone have anything under miscellaneous?
I do have one question. I've been wondering for a while now. Down the road from where I live, over on Helderberg Avenue, just down the road there where the bridge is, that apartment complex is going in there. I'm just wondering, what is the situation with that? Because I don't remember since we've been in us giving authorization for that. Was this something that was authorized and already gone through before we got into this position? Because I don't know anything about that.
I don't know when it went through, but I know it was authorized. We can check with planning.
I don't believe it was since we've been in. So, I mean, I was just wondering.
I don't know where he lives, so I don't know what project he's talking about.
No, it's the guy that runs the
Family house, it wasn't.
car wash.
Because it was a single family house in there. Now it's.
That's the whole back
They're
area.
putting like 4
The
apartments
whole
in there.
back area. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they're putting like, I think, 4 apartments off of Helderberg, right just after you go underneath the bridge,
Right.
heading towards Stewart's, right there.
You're talking about that big project that's going in there? That's
Yeah.
a big one that's going in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I
If you
seen
can
it.
give me the address, I can forward you the information from the Department of Public Works. I'm just not familiar enough with where
That's the
you
guy
live to
that runs the
answer the
Because I know-
question
I know-
right now. Yeah.
I know that they would have had to.
I thought-
I've been meaning to ask, Helderberg.
Complex or
Helderberg.
I don't know his name, I forgot his name. Runs the car wash.
Because I've just been wondering, I keep
Okay.
going by it, I keep
You know,
asking myself.
as long as we're talking about things like this under miscellaneous, let me address something under miscellaneous. We had a meeting earlier this week which Mr. Villano and I were in caucus, and a code enforcement issue came up, and I directed him to our code enforcement officer. Feel free to engage or involve yourself in any town process that might bring that information. I mean, I think you found that the results were rather good, and we would certainly like to work cooperatively with the totality of government.
I've had mixed results in the past, although I have to say it was, very reaffirming that my complaints were taken seriously this time. I certainly do appreciate the code enforcer going out and being as prompt with the issue that I brought up.
Along that line, I would suspect that the Public Works will be just as prompt with Mr. Lamore.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I necessarily have anything against it, I'm just trying to find out.
You have a right to have your questions answered. Anything else under miscellaneous? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll move.
Mr. Villano, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Calder, all in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.